What's up, everybody? Welcome to Fully Hydrated. I'm Rob Nakamura, here with the High Chief, Zac Pauga, and we got so much things to talk about. We're going to jump right into as many things as we can because we got so much combat sports happened, and I'm proud to say Polynesians are making their impact everywhere. There's going to be a lot of Polynesian references throughout this broadcast, so just bear with it. We're going to be on multiple platforms today. We can only take comments from X and YouTube, but we try to have a little bit of structure before we go off the rails and be creative. And the first thing we like to do is the pump and dump. And this pump and dump is going to be a little bit different because we also have some comments from the people. I'll add that in a little later. Probably thinking to yourself, what the hell is the pump and dump? Well, that's where me and Zach go back in time to the most recent UFC card, which was this UFC London, and we talk about it. We go, hey, these are some people that deserve some love. Here's some people that deserve some criticism. And this card, boy, did it get a lot of criticism from everybody, not just us, from a lot of people. And anybody on this card can get it as far as love, as far as admonishment. And folks, me and Zach are talking, but we're talking about this card, but that doesn't mean we're just talking to ourselves. Drop your comments on X, on YouTube. We'll share them, talk about whatever aspects of the fight game you want to address, because that's what it's all about here. And so, Mr. Pauga, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man.
Good. I'm always glad to see you, my man. All right. So you get to choose. What are we doing? Pumping or dumping?
So, listen, I have no pumps. I have no pumps for this weekend.
This is a first. This is a podcast first.
For podcast first. I have no pumps. I was trying so hard to scrape something together just for the integrity of the podcast. But I have no pumps, and I want
integrity of this podcast.
I want to be super clear, and I want to be like this is not me hating on any fighters, right? This is not me critiquing anybody's like skills or techniques. This is not like Stephen A. Smith talking trash about Cowboy Cerrone when he lost to McGregor. That's not the case. What I'm saying to these guys is from someone that's been there and already made this mistake. I went there and made the same exact mistakes. I have 4 dumps, and every single one of them I made these mistakes. And I'm pleading with these guys to try and to help themselves and save their career and save their UFC opportunity. And I'm hoping that it can, coming from someone who has been there, what has been, and they're like grouped together, right? Okay. My first dump is so Louis Sutherland and Austin Lane. Yeah,
all right, let's drop the video of that. Just in case you weren't watching, this is what you missed.
So dude, that was the finish. The finish was a minute and 48 seconds into the round. I don't know where he trains, right? I thought he was trained with Aspinall a little bit, or maybe he just helps him out with camps or something. But he's now had 2 UFC fights and been finishing both of them. And people get finished. I got finished in the UFC. That's what I want to focus on too. I'm not saying that I'm tripping over myself, trying not to hate on these guys too much. But at no point did he look competitive in any of his UFC fights, in any of his UFC runs. He doesn't look like he knows what to do. He tried to fat man roll him there from Turtle, and it's like, Louis, what is your game? What are you doing in training that's not translating to the cage? Is he beating people up at sparring and it just doesn't translate? Or like he's in the UFC now. There's no going back. There's no easier fights than the ones that they've given him, and he is getting trashed, absolutely blown out of the water.
My man, I have so much that I want to jump on there with you. First off, he's known, if I can even be that positive, that he's known for being a brawler. Shout out Cindy on X for mentioning that highlight. We were having a discussion about it previously. The point is, you didn't brawl, buddy. You tried wrestling, and you're not a wrestler. I don't know where you might have learned wrestling. If you try to learn wrestling as a grown adult, because you look like that. You look like the type of grown adult who tries wrestling as an adult and then tries to apply it mid-sport, which ain't going to work against other people who've been doing it for longer and better. And this is like a reoccurring theme. We're going to revisit this. UK Bradas deciding, let's try wrestling tonight. And I think everybody knows what the UK is good at, if they're good at anything, which is another diss. Yeah, I'm doing it. If they're good at anything, it's striking. Their boxing is usually their high point. I'm going to give them love for that. They're pretty good at that. They're not good at wrestling. They have become competent. They used to be dead in the water on the ground. They've become competent. But that is not what you lead with. You do not lead with your C skill. I think anybody knows that. Go to work and lead with your C skill. See how that works out for you. That's what he's doing. He's going to work and trying some silly ass shit. Bro, you're big. And let's get into this. What do you do? Why is he in average Rob Nakamura walk around shape? Like, this is post camp, bro. This post camp, that's what you look like. Like, brother Zach looks great post camp. Why do you look like me? Like, I don't understand. Like, that is weird to me. If you give me fucking 8 weeks, I'm gonna look way better than you. Like, I just don't understand what this guy was doing on any level at all. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and I mean, you got the harshness out there, right? Like I said, my point. I'm not trying to be harsh and say hurtful things like Rob was. I'm just saying, what's your game plan? What is Louis? What was your game plan? Was it to shoot a double leg and end up in bottom turtle trying to fat man roll him? Like,
yes, the answer is yes. Well, we're not done. We're not done with because once again, this is a podcast first. Zach normally has some pump. I got a pump, but I guess I got to save it for later because we're on the dump theme right now. And yes, do I go a little harder? Yes, because I clear the way for you because you're a professional and I'm not. So I'm just gonna say stuff. But all right, man, you got a few more loaded in your.
Dude, I'm on dump train. This was, and just in general, this card was not a great card. It was not a great card. I don't even know if I said it live or not live. I said it last week too. I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to watch it, dude. I did watch it. And I'm upset. I'm upset that I spent my Saturday afternoon doing that. But my next one is Austin Lane. Austin Lane, my fellow NFL crossover. Like, dude.
All right, let's drop the video. Let's drop the video.
So, dude, this is, like I said, this is just another one. Austin, he's 1-6 in the UFC, right? 1-6.
It's impressive.
1-6. You know, I was 1-2. Bring it back to myself again. I was 1-2. It's not like I had some stellar UFC record, but he's been knocked out 6 times. Six KOs, dude. Like, there's a point in your career where this is not good for you anymore, where this is not healthy. So he's what? So 7 fights. So he's on at least his second deal. He might be on his third deal. He's making decent money. He's making good money, but 6 KOs in a row, dude. Like, there comes a point where someone in your corner, someone on your team has got to be like, or fight different. Like, we're not standing up anymore. We're shooting low singles off of the bell. It's not, this isn't hate. I'm just asking from him and Louis Sutherland, what is your game plan here? Austin Lane, you've been knocked out 6 times in a row. Like, what are you doing in camp different to not lose a decision, man? Get submitted. But to keep getting knocked out, I don't know.
My man, Since we're on connecting this to you, the name of the podcast, Fully Hydrated, there's a couple of internal jokes there, but one of them was on a deep discussion between you and I about your choice to move back up to heavyweight and stay there, and how you feel and how you've been performing, obviously, of late, much better, and your chin, your ability to take the shot. Austin Lane, not an iron chin in the first place, respectfully. I know he's a big ass dude. But being in the age group that he's in, the size that he is, to force himself down to light heavyweight, I don't know who gave him that advice. He was already a chinny of, I almost, everybody's going to say they knew this beforehand, but like this was one of the fights you kind of knew what the result was coming. A guy who is questionable chin at best, bringing himself down a weight class. It was just a recipe for this. And he doesn't have, like you said, the striking movement. He doesn't have it. So what's going on?
And I didn't even get to that point that would like, I did the reverse. I went and got knocked out at light heavyweight, and I went up, right, to stop getting knocked out. When you're getting knocked out, you don't go, oh, let me deplete myself more. You know what the problem was in that fight? I had too much water in my brain. There was too much water in my head. Let me take some of it out. That's not the answer.
Not the answer, folks. Shout out cerebral cortex fluid, cerebral brain fluid. All right, so we got that one out of the way, and we got another one.
Okay, so at least now we can get away from the heavyweights. I can stop shitting on my fellow heavyweights, my fellow intervals.
That's usually my job on this show, bro. That's usually my job.
But this is me. This is just me projecting, right? This is me seeing guys making the same mistakes that I made, and like having horrible flashbacks and having horrible PTSD. My next one, dude, is Curtis Campbell. Okay. Do you have a video for this?
Yes,
one? Okay.
Of course I do.
Okay,
because
perfect.
This was America shoving it up the UK's ass like we will every single time at every single thing. You got a problem with it? There's my handle. I'll beat you at anything. Doesn't have to be fighting. I'll beat you at it. If you're a UK person and you think you can beat me at anything, hit me up. Let's make a contest out of it, because you can't.
All right. So here, I'm not talking about the loss. People lose. You get knocked out sometimes. He looked all right.
Thousands get knocked out.
Yeah. People lose. People get knocked out. This is the thing. This is what I'm saying. If your UFC debut in his hometown, if you are going to wear special trunks, right? Ooh. If you're going to wear the pink trunks, you can't do that, right? It was it Ige last week that just had to go through this thing about how he's had 20 UFC fights and he's trying to wear red shorts, and he had to go through all this stuff and got the red shorts. This dude on his first UFC fight, gets custom shorts, and like you're gonna get put out in the first round. That you cannot make special requests because they remember, dude. This is what I'm saying. They all remember. Everyone remembers. If you're going to make special requests from the UFC, you got to show out, because they're going to remember the next time he asks for anything. Oh, remember that time we gave you special shorts and you got knocked out in the first round? Like
nothing. Yeah, no, I want to jump on that further, because that shit's ugly, dude. They had to make an act of Congress to let Dan not even get custom shorts. Let Ige get regular red shorts just because red is allocated to China for some reason. We know what the reason is. They like red. But the point is, that's weird. It's so weird. Even Charles Johnson's been denied. Shout out, Mr. Johnson. Multiple times been denied for custom shorts at this point of his career. I think he's eligible. This flimsy ass dude requests it, gets them, gets blown up. Good for you. And I just want to repeat myself, and I'll keep doing it. The UK absolutely sucks. That was your guys' big next guy, your next big thing to come out. We sent out our average Joe. Shout out Danny Silva, no disrespect, but he was nobody's 5-star prospect. Walked him easy peasy. All right, next one. Before I say that, people listening, thank you guys for showing up nice and early into this podcast. Drop your comments on X or drop them on YouTube. Bring them up. we're pumping and dumping as you see on the UFC card. So you got any comments? Drop them. We want to share them. See what's up. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, the hate train is finally coming to an end. I didn't like this. This was harder for me to do than I expected. I was like,
you're so nice. You're so nice.
For me to do than I expected.
I respect
my last one, and again, this is because of mistakes that I've made. Sam Patterson. Okay. Roll the clip, and then I'll get into it.
Sorry, I was so okay. All right. Here's how bad this is. All right, sir. I had clips for the rest of them. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't freaking find a legitimate fight clip because the UFC was so fucking embarrassed over this fight that I had to find. Shout out to this guy for being very funny, because this is what we got. That guy perfectly reenacted the entire fight all by himself. Yeah. So shout out, man. Yeah, that's it.
So here's the thing, Sam. You got a gift, right? You got a hard opponent. Everyone in the UFC is a hard opponent. You got a top 10 opponent in your UFC debut in your home at home. Like the UFC was doing you a favor. Oh, and maybe you can it was a too hard of opponent. Well, you didn't win the way that you were fighting, right? Your job is to go out and entertain. And I'm telling you from experience, my UFC debut was a co-main event against an 85er coming up to light heavyweight. I came down from heavyweight and I met him in the middle, right? The UFC did me a favor. And you know what I did? I said, I'm just making sure I'm winning this fight. Held him against the cage, boring ass fight. Was the curtain jerker the next 2 fights and then kicked out of the UFC. Like, I'm saying this to help you. When the UFC does you a favor, and is it fair? No, it's not fair. But it's the life that we live in. When they do you a favor, you have to show out. You have to go forward. I'm not saying let MVP highlight you, but go throw some bombs, throw some shots, and give yourself a chance to win the fight. Instead, you just circle around and watch your UFC debut slip away at home.
And I'll jump onto that just as a human being. Like, it is so much easier to live with like a failed attempt than it is to live knowing you choked and didn't try. Like, just going up and just not giving any kind of real effort, it's gonna linger. That's the kind of shit that keeps you up at night, stays with you for a long time, of the woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff, versus like, oh shit, I came up short. That's way more easier to digest than what I could have, should have done. Yeah, man, that was tough. That was the toughest one to watch, I think, for me. The card had like a couple really great moments, and then a lot of flat, a long flat. And that one hurt the most because I had that fight as a fight I really wanted to watch.
Same, dude. I literally said last week, I said, well, at least MVP's on the card. That's at least literally what I said last week. And then we get that. All
right. Well, this is not really a dump. It's kind of a pump, but it's a little bit of a dump on the opponent, because I've said this before. I guess there's no other. I can't sauce this up any better, but the UFC is supposed to be the best of the best. It's supposed to be. And when you just field the roster with anybody that you can sign for 12 and 12, that's not what happens. And this is not a knock on Ms. Dyer. Ms. Oliveira, what were you doing there? You see, she looked like an untrained person, like just waving around, looking at the ref. That was rough. So that's my dump. Like, the ladies MMA already gets shit on by really insecure dudes, which pisses me off because I'm always trying to advocate for the ladies fighting because they have really good technique a lot of the time. But when they come in with not even basic self-defense skill sets built in, and I know it was the curtain jerker. I know, okay? Like, put that on a scale of stuff. But still, This is the UFC. You should have a lady who's competent in all positions by this point of the game. You are in the big league. There's no other big league, so everybody says, even though I think that's not true. But that's the point. The point is, come on, UFC. Like, you're leaking water from a lot of different directions and putting in ladies, once again, who already get a rough judging by people. Like, that's not going to help. That's not helping at all, bro.
Yeah. And that's what the same thing that I was saying with Lane and the other heavyweight. You know, it's like, I know that's not what you do at training. I know you don't get thrown to the ground at training and go like this, right? So if it's coming up in the fight, there's not to get into like to technique video, right? But in my opinion, there's three parts of fighting, right? There's mental, there's physical, and I don't know if you want to call it spiritual, emotional, all that stuff. And that third piece, the spiritual, the emotional, that's when, like, okay, I know what to do. I'm in shape, but I can't do it. And that's what happens when you get a big jump going to the UFC, because you've been fighting girls on the regional scene and they go, hey, you want to fly to London and we need someone for this chick to tune up. And all of a sudden your body doesn't work anymore.
Emotional control is tremendously important in all sports. I think everybody who's played at any kind of competitive level knows that. And you're absolutely right. All right.
Give us a pump. Give us some.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna mix it up. I got a pump. But it's also me kind of shitting on the UK because that's what I do. This isn't the ultimate defending championship. Shout out to that corner man. God bless you. You're awesome. He's also awesome for trying to do anything. Rub two sticks together, throw some gasoline on the fire, trying to do something to ignite his fighter, Shamrock, who's a complete sham and should be cut from the UFC immediately. Just a straight disgrace to you, your countrymen, and everybody around you. But that corner work was funny though. The
so
ultimate,
the corner.
I'm pumping the corner. That's my pump. My pump is that corner man, for one, doing a good job as a corner, but two, being funny as shit. When you're unintentionally funny, that's the best kind of funny.
I do, and this is something I tell my corners. And I'm not. The Fully Hydrated podcast is not just me talking about getting knocked out a bunch, right? But if I've only lost one decision. I've had one decision lost in my entire career. When I lose, I go out on my shield. But I tell my corner all the time, like, if you think that you need to motivate you, if you think I'm unmotivated to fight, just throw in the towel. Like that corner's doing what he's supposed to do. But for Shamrock, for his fighter, yeah, like. You should not need we're in a fist fight. We're in a fist fight for money. Like, you shouldn't need me to come scream at you and make a hilarious thing about the ultimate defensive championship.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding at all. All right. This is just, I guess, kind of a dump, but it's also kind of random. And it's just me doing something a little bit different off point. Because I just want to bring it up. All right. The mainland US, and hope you guys don't get too offended, but fucking Howleys be stealing Polynesian shit since the beginning. Since you guys parked your ships on our islands, you've been stealing our shit, all of us. And this is the pointing does not belong to you, okay? And that goes for everybody. The pointing does not belong to you. It belongs to Max. It's not your guys' thing. You don't even know how to do it. Max gave direct directions on a podcast on how to do it if you're going to do it. So if you're going to do it correctly. He didn't say point down at the mat at the 30-second mark. He said point down at the mat at the 10-second mark and stay in the middle. Give the guy who's losing the fight a chance to meet you there. Be warriors. Let it happen. Not point and chase you for 30 seconds, point, and then cow catch you and put you down. No, like, that's not it. That's not the directions. Stop it. And also, while I'm on this rant, Hawaiian pizza is not Hawaiian pizza. It's made in Canada. It's a Canadian product. They put our name on it because it wasn't selling as Canadian pizza. They call it Hawaiian pizza and then it sells. But point is, stop stealing stuff and making it crappy like poke. Okay? Poke is great, and you guys are ruining poke too. You guys are ruining the point. You're ruining poke, and I'm done. All right, there you go. I hope it's fun. I
love Hawaiian pizza and I love poke. And yeah, that point down thing, it's like everything, dude. It's like everything. that it's, and I did it, right? I did it a year ago in my first DBX fight. But when I did it, it was cool. Like, it's been overdone. It's been overdone. And it's like, guys are doing it poorly. They're doing it wrong. It's time to move on, right? It's time to move on. And you got to do it with some swag, right? You got to do it with a little bit of swag. It's not like, yeah, you're right. Just moved on from the point down.
You can't be leading the dance and then chase the guy around. It doesn't make no sense. Go in the middle and wait for him to come. Simple directions. Max told us. All right. Enough of us. We're going to the topic as a whole. People on X dropped a poll here. Rate UFC London. Comments will be shared Monday. It's Monday, so we're going to share those comments. 298 lovely people through the X platform shared their thoughts. And overwhelmingly, super sucked plus mid equals not a great card. 7.4%, which must have been all UK people. There must have been strictly UK people voting. They loved it at 7.4%. I don't know who those people are, but I love you guys for being funny. That is a very bad scorecard. That is a horrendous scorecard for a fight card, which it deserves because it was. I could see the argument that it was made because there was a couple high moments, and I also can see the argument that it super sucked. So I think the people nailed it right there. Shout out to everybody who participated. I'm going to be trying doing those post-fight to get you guys' thoughts in. And here we go. I'm going to go down the list of the comments because I said I was going to share them. Now, trying to capture a GIF is hard, but Blaze Picks MMA used a GIF that said mid. So I know you can't tell, but there you go. All right, next one. Silk Pajamas, Mason Jones and Axel Sola saved it. That's very optimistic. I could see that. Next one up. Thomas Mitchell says prelims were better than the main card. It sucks when that happens.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
Absolutely true. Good one, Mr. Mitchell. All right. Rudy, it had a few moments, but overall mid. 5 out of 10.
Let me say something. It did have a few moments. 5 out of 10 is an F. That's a failure. That's
failure. That's
right?
failure. Yeah.
Like 7 out of 10 is a C. Right? 5 out of 10 is an F.
And we can go Hawaii Public School Pass with a D, but that is not a D. That is bad. All right. Felt like a card Bilal would main event from Phil McCracken. Bilal, I don't know why you're catching strays on this.
Yeah.
But he's not wrong. All right. And Nicholas Basile, the Mason Jones fight and the 2 knockout earned it a mid from me, which is something I've kind of said. I can kind of see where it lands.
Yeah,
somewhere between mid and sucks. Like, I don't know. Is there even a word for that? Something that's like slightly less than mid, but above
below
suck?
Average. Below average.
Yeah.
It was a culmination of things, right? Usually they put a really big effort when we talked about it last week. It's hard to travel to these shows. If you're an American, you just flat out make less money fighting in London. Period. Your contract, they don't pay you anymore. You make less money. They tax you. You get taxed more. You gotta fly your coaches out there. All that stuff. Usually the UFC puts in like a lot of effort to put bangers on these foreign cars, and they try and entice people to get out there. And for whatever reason, they just didn't. Right? They filled it with every local UK guy, put them against each other, which they almost never do. Right? They almost do UK on UK, and just that, like, so that's like the business side of it. From the matchmaking side of it, it wasn't. The matchmaking wasn't great. The stylistic matchmaking was not designed to make exciting fights. Like, you have to do Mosfar versus Murphy. Like, both of those don't have entertaining styles, but you have to do the two of them to find out who's going to fight for title next.
Right.
Everything else you can have whoever you want to fight, whoever you want.
Yes. That one, like you said, has meaning and structure. That's why they're headlining the card. But the rest of it, it was put together like a poorly assembled local regional card. I'll just say that. Well,
yeah. So that's what I was going to do. That's like, not to talk shit, but we're talking shit, I guess. That's what it was, dude. It was just, hey, are you in the UK with a winning record? Like, come on over. That's all it was.
No shit. All right. We don't really do a lot of this because there's 10,000 other podcasts out there that does, but we're going to briefly, and I mean briefly, like a bus stop, show up here, talk about UFC Seattle coming up. Only the main event. We're not going to make a pick for anything else. Just these two guys. So, Mr. Pauga, what are your thoughts?
I haven't had to do this in a while, but Joe Pfeiffer is a friend of mine, so I'll let you guys know that. But even if he wasn't, I think Izzy's time is done, right? Mm-hmm. Like, not that he's not one of the best ever, the best middleweight champion that there ever was. Huge, crazy run. All respect to Izzy, but I think his time is over, and Pfeiffer is well-rounded, super well-rounded, right? He doesn't have to just strike with Izzy if he doesn't want to. He can take him down, he can submit him, but he also could knock his head into outer space. Like, he hits really, really hard, and he's a super well-rounded fighter.
That's it. I agree with you so much. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I agree with you so much on that. Izzy's time has come and gone, unfortunately. We've analyzed this a lot of different ways, but I'll just throw it up real nice and easy. Strikers have a shorter timetable, and I think his timetable's up. Also, the recipe, folks, the UFC recipe: take old lion or former star product and exchange it for something new. Pfeiffer's had the love for a minute. This is his time. Whether he grabs the carrot or grabs the trophy is up to him. But this is the UFC setting up the next generation, the next person they want you to know and follow and get over, if we're using pro wrestling terms. So there we go. All right. Cool. Done with down. All right, folks, one more time. I'm just going to invite all of you who are watching and listening, tell you thank you, but also drop comments on X, on YouTube. We can bring them up. Like to hear your thoughts. Because this one, I'm probably going to piss some people off, whatever. Don't care. And here we go. Conor McGregor, all right. And I have a little video that everybody needs to not ever forget.
Mr. McGregor, you're a rapist. Mr. McGregor, you're a rapist.
Mr. McGregor, you're a rapist, all right. And the fact that we're even talking about him fighting again sucks to me. I hate it. I hate the circus that it brings. I hate that everybody gets their hopes up. I think he's lying. I've been saying this for a long time. I think he's full of shit. And even if he does sign it, I think he flakes out like he did last time with Chandler. His baby pinky toe gets hurt again or some shit. I just don't see a guy who's worth $100 million, who makes money from another organization that kicks a lot of ass, needing to fight for single-digit millions. Now, once again, I'm not making millions of dollars. Maybe I'm ridiculous. Maybe I am. But it just seems crazy to do the hardest thing in the world. The hardest thing in the world is to fight MMA, or just do some other shit because you're already rich. Like, he has so much money that he can just put money into things. This is not a finance class, but he could literally generate tons of interest through his own money that would just compound and just flow money to him. Yeah. He would never have to do the hardest thing in the world. And that's why I just don't believe it. And I know MMA is not a place for moral stomping grounds, and it do not look to fighting to be your moral compass in life. But I just don't want to see this guy rewarded in any way. I don't want his fame to keep going because he's a rapist. All right, I said it 3 times. I'm good.
There's lots of fighters that are rapists, unfortunately. But, yeah. Dude, I want him to come back because I like watching Conor McGregor fight. I don't know him personally. I know he's a bad guy. He gets a lot in trouble. I like watching him fight. So I would love to see him back in there. I agree with you that we probably don't see him in there. And dude, you hit the nail on the head. Fighting is so hard. It is so hard that, like, all this talk about like fighter pay and blah, blah, blah and all that, The reason it doesn't change is because the only people that do it are the people that have to do it, right? And then the few sick, stupid individuals like myself that really like doing it. And maybe Conor's one of those people, right? He hasn't really shown that he is, but there could be a chance that he wants one more to ride off in the sunset, one more show that has nothing to do with the money. Because you're absolutely right. Whatever the 15 million, whatever, even if it was 50 million, right? The 50 million that they're going to pay him, he could make that in a month, through business dealing.
Exactly. And I'm just sharing this post from Championship Rounds that was kind of rehashing words from Ariel, that it went well in the meeting, whatever the fuck that means. The guy is full of bullshit, Sue. Remember, folks, he sat on national news and told all of us, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm fighting at the White House card. No, the fuck he wasn't. The guy is a lying shitbag. Yeah. So,
and he kind of invented this. He invented this technique that then people started to run with, and now it's run its course again. It's just like pointing down. He invented this technique where you say you have a fight, and then the UFC tries to make it, right? And like, I don't think that they're playing ball with that anymore. I'm sure the UFC would love for him to fight, but so two things. As far as announcements goes, until Dana says it, don't believe it, right? There was people saying John versus Pereira were already done, right? There's people saying Hamzat was fighting for the light heavyweight belt. Until Dana says it, none of it's happening. And this stuff with Conor, like, if he had you don't think the UFC would want you to know if he had signed a fight? Like, no shit. You think that we'll let you release the news, Conor?
Yeah.
No, yeah. It's like,
yeah.
If they had him on for a fight, you would know about it.
Definitely. And this is good. This is good. We finally disagree on something tonight. I get it. I get, your point of view. My thing right now is just like, even if Dana said it, he was booked for Chandler and then still flamed out. Like, I'm not believing this Brada is fighting until Bruce Buffer is calling his damn name. That's how little faith I have in that. All right.
Well, yeah. Was it Marvin Hagler? Was he what it said, right? It's hard to get up at 6 a.m. and run when you're wearing silk pajamas, like.
Yes. That's a great quote, by the way.
Why would Conor McGregor go fight somebody? Period. And here's the issue that Ronda Rousey had, right? When she finally came back and they put her in her with Amanda Nunes. If they're paying you $10 million, you don't get to come in and fight Shamrock. When you're getting paid that money, you come in and they're going to put you against Hamzat. Like that. That's how it goes.
All right. Well, we're gonna go a little bit left and come back right. We have much more combat sports things that happen this weekend that we definitely need to talk about. We need to share and people need to know about and drop their comments on. But I want to have some fun. I want to go off into the weeds a little bit. All right. ESPN MMA, like literally their website, like just that part of ESPN. I'm not going to shit on you. You guys have been the kings forever. Like, what am I going to say that's going to have any impact on that? But I can specifically target the MMA division, and I mean what I'm saying. You guys are on drugs, or they fired everybody, and they're just on permanent vacation. Because, dude, look at this shit. Last year, we were having fun, and I pulled you up, and it wasn't you on your profile. This is the kind of stuff that ESPN MMA is doing 2026. Is that Mason Jones? Everybody raise your hand if that's Mason Jones. No, that is not Mason Jones. That is RDA. What the hell is going on here? Like, swing and a miss. All right, let's go to the next one. Is that Nathaniel Wood? No, it's not. That is Calvin Kattar. What? Like, can you guys get anybody right? I literally looked up everybody on the UFC London card that is from the UK. They missed them all. I'm not going to share them all. I'm just going to prove it. I'm just going to keep going a little bit more. Louis Sutherland, and I have my Google, so you know that I'm not bullshitting, okay? That's my profile. That is the search. Louis Sutherland.
And that's
is,
Bader with the
yes,
the Bellator belt.
yes, that is Bader with the belt. Like, bro, what are you guys doing over at ESPN? Like, you guys are the sports people. How can I look up any other sport, any other brother of any other sport, any other sister of any other sport, and I can find them? But in MMA, it just goes, you meant someone kind of sort of ish like this. It's embarrassing at this point, and it's funny. It's very funny. Very funny.
So so ESPN, and then take this from someone who was on a reality TV show on ESPN. ESPN has never given a shit about MMA. They've never cared about it. They didn't care about it when the UFC was there, and now they really don't care about it because the UFC is not there anymore. I'm sure they have some algorithm. I'm sure it's a program that when you Google them, it pulls a random picture. Like I'm positive that they don't have someone assigning the pictures to the people.
It's incredible. Yeah. I mean, it's almost embarrassing the level of disrespect that the fighters are getting. And yes, I make a lot of, snide remarks or whatever. But bro, if you're gonna put up my name and you're like literally one of the biggest news people there is, sports news people there is, at least get the picture right, man. That is rough stuff. They've been doing it for too long too, and I kind of let it go. Like I forgot about it for like almost a year. Like, okay, maybe the algorithm. I blame a lot of stuff on the algorithm. Maybe the algorithm was wonky that day or whatever. No, it's still all messed up. All right, moving on. I'm trying to go chronological order. This happened Friday morning, and I don't actually have the right thing set up. Oh well, I lost my job. But I do have the the video that I want to share with you. There was a one Friday fights that happened, and here I got the card though. See, I messed up one part, but I have the second part. All right, here's the card that I'm talking about. This happened Friday morning, our time. It was going on in the evening in Thailand. You try to do the math with international datelines and crap. Anyways, Nang O against Asadur Imagaliev. I'm trying my best there. Anyways, Nang O is like a legend, like super legend. So I was like, oh, dude, I don't know most of these guys on this card, but I definitely want to tune in for Nang and see what's going on. And well, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to show you what happened. Okay.
Stance again.
If you didn't see that, he got knocked out into like a baby cradle position, which is a very rare form of muscle like spasming or whatever you call it, neurological reset that's going on. You see a lot of guys get the locked hands and other variations, but the baby cradle position, that was rough and kind of sucks, but good for his opponent. But this is a fight game. Like there's no gentle way to knock somebody out.
What sucks the most about that specific situation, I love Muay Thai and all the old school Thai fighters in Nang O, and I'm actually a massive fan of what one does with the small glove Muay Thai.
Yes,
but and it's like you can't even complain at this point. You just have to know that dude that just knocked out Nang O, he got banned from IMAAF, right? The amateur. He got banned from amateur competition for PEDs, right? Well, he didn't get banned from pro competition. He evaded his ban by just turning pro and just going to go fight for one. And it just sucks because I can promise you Nang O's not on anything. Like I can promise you that, and he should be like he should get on the sauce. If you're going to go out there fighting all these juiced up Russians in small gloves and Muay Thai, that's the part that I don't like.
I haven't gotten to speak to any current one guys under contract, but when I did talk to them a couple of years ago, they said there is no provision. There's no provision for PEDs. You come like run what you brung. It's do what you're gonna do. And I don't know if it's still like that, but it seems that way. Just doing the eyeball test on a lot of them.
I can tell you for a fact that I know that they randomly test some people, but it's a in my opinion, it is a like negotiation tool from Chatri. Like,
Oh shit!
not to get too. There's no commission. There's no fight commission in Thailand. So the one can have guys come out and test people if they want to. And I know people that they've randomly gotten tested and had to sit a little bit, right? Or lost their bonus. One gave them 50K finish bonus. They come out, they popped. Nope, no more 50K. You just get your show and win.
Damn, that's a good ass tactic. Yeah. I don't like rat tree for nothing, but I gotta say that's clever as shit. That's clever as shit. Give bonuses to guys that are hyped up, and then take them away because you know they're hyped up. That's crazy.
And so, I know that I do know that they're testing people, but why and what they do with it is the sketchy part.
All right. Well, I didn't spend a lot of time there. Then we moved into Saturday. Saturday morning had a lot of stuff. Obviously, UFC was on an earlier time because of London, but they couldn't beat the horse out of the gate, if that's even an expression or whatever. Because PFL Madrid and stuff was happening Friday earlier in the day. So we had Friday 1 fights that was crazy retarded early. Then before those early fights on Saturday, we had PFL, which did a great job. Also beating the UFC to Spain. PFL is beating PFL to like everywhere the UFC hasn't been before. That's kind of cool in the sense of if you give a shit about MMA as a whole as a sport and letting other people around the world enjoy high level fighting, that's a major good thing. So shout out to the PFL for putting on big shows and putting a major brand in places for people to see, for the sport to continue to grow and gain traction and love, because that's what it needs. And let's get into some of the highlights. I'm going to jump straight to the top. I'm not going to waste no time. The defending champion ruining another UK fighter's day, and I loved it.
And the game plan to wrestle. Johnny Evelyn tried it. He's out!
Fabian Edwards. I don't know why this slide is still up there. I did not know that was going to happen. But Fabian Edwards, Leon Edwards' brother, got smoked. For some reason, reoccurring theme was deciding, going on wrestling mode. Did they all? Are they in a group chat? Like, is all the UK fighters in a group text? Like,
no one's gonna expect it. We're gonna wrestle.
Yeah, this will be our secret. This will be a secret wrestling weekend, bros. Let's all do wrestling stuff and totally get screwed. I just want to say, like, he hit him with like 7 elbows. At least 4 of those were straight in the back of the head. like I don't know about that. Is it Spain? The guy's from Spain. It was in Spain.
Exactly.
Like this is typical European stuff. All right.
I want to say one thing real quick. Just about being in Spain, right? I was fortunate enough to be in the UFC's first card in China and the UFC's first card in Azerbaijan. And for those fighters, it's such a cool experience that you don't really get experience as a fighter a lot. Like you're like a movie star. When you're there, you can't walk outside. You're getting mobbed. People are wanting photographs, autographs. Like I wouldn't want to live life like that, but it's like cool to experience it every once in a while, to be like Michael Jordan once.
Right. To have your one day in the sun, for sure. And like you said, that moment for all those fans, that's like a life memory, dude. Like I have a lot of life memories from a lot of my MMA adventures, but specifically the early ones, like the first ones, they were so impactful. But here's some more action from PFL. Don't miss.
Drops Van Roy, and now the hammer fist coming down. Brian Maida looking closely and just...
She stuffed her with that right hand. That was a great shot. Once again, put that one out there because, once again, insecure dudes be ragging on women's fighting, not seeing that, like, no, they can drop you. They got it when they got it, and it's good.
And call back to the beginning of the episode too, that the girl that lost, she was trying to get on a single, like guarding herself. Her brain, while concussed, was like operating the way a fighter's brain should act. And that's obviously, it sucks, but you go, okay, like this girl knows how to fight.
And versus what we showed earlier in Ms. Oliveira doing that, not the same. That's why when people rag on like fighters and the people are like, oh, they're not even good, they're in the PFL. that's not a 1-for-1 equation. All right, enough of my crying. Watch this knockout. This shit was awesome.
Throwing a lot of jabs.
I don't know if you guys see how big or not that big, how tiny that guy is. He's a tiny guy, and he spun that dude around. That was like an all-time knockout. Like, I think he fought at 135, but he could easily be smaller than that, or maybe it was 125. I don't know, but it was the guy is small, like respectfully small.
Well, he's short. He's short. He was definitely
Yeah.
stockier than the other guy.
Yeah. Dude,
Like I promise you, I prefer. I might be the only person to ever say this. I prefer to be the shorter reach fighter. I would love you to have big, long, gangly arms, and I'm gonna get on the inside and throw bombs on you just like that guy did.
That's what's up. All right. So those are some good highlights from PFL. If you missed it, go back and watch it. Go have some fun, enjoy some stuff. All right. So then we roll on to the next other thing that was going on, which was BKFC 87. Can't believe it's on the 87th event already. Because I've been watching it since the jump, since day one, 2018, and I love this product so much. You guys hear me say that every week, and I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to more glaze this for another 2 seconds, just because I want to talk about Kai Stewart, the guy on the top of the banner there, because he's my favorite bare knuckle fighter. Why? Let me explain it for 2 seconds. Because the guy didn't do anything else. Like a lot of great BKFC guys are former boxers or former MMA guys. Obviously makes sense, right? Duh. This guy wasn't any of that. He didn't do any of that. He just did bare knuckle and progressively became the undisputed, undefeated, like killer of the division through just doing bare knuckle, which is really refreshing, really odd, and really unique. And his footwork is like insane. If you guys care about like looking at fight craft and maybe something you want to add to your game, go check out Kai Stewart. His footwork is ridiculous. Unfortunately, I screwed up and I missed some of the video files to put in for the BKFC. So just go to BKFC's Twitter page, scroll down a couple waves. You're going to see a bunch of people getting knocked out because that's what BKFC does. BKFC is the home of the knockout, probably one of the better events. I'll be honest. It's like one of the better cards because you don't have to know anybody. I say this every week, but just do it. Just show up and just watch the entertainment unfold. And I hear some people go, "Oh, they're part-time truck drivers." One, truck driving is a full-time job, so it's not a thing. Okay. Two, no, bro. No, there's not. There's a lot of MMA guys, a lot of boxing guys, like I said, and there's a lot of craft. Kai Stewart being one of them, who came up in just purely bare knuckle, and that shit is awesome. Like really, really awesome. Did you get to catch any of that card?
I did not, but I'm going to have to go back and watch it now because the thing that interests me the most, and Kai Stewart specifically, is like as it develops. Because you're right. Right now, a lot of times it's boxers and it's MMA guys crossing over, but there has to be like some kind of specific way that's better for bare knuckle, right? There's like, and I don't think anyone's figured out yet, or maybe Kai has, but like as the martial artist myself, that's what is the most interesting to me is like, what is like, you don't see anybody doing the Philly shell and shoulder rolling bare knuckle punches. Like what's the best way to fight when we don't have gloves on? That's what I'm the most interested in.
And just from his point of view, or from me watching his point of view, his interpretation of the fight game, footwork.
Yeah,
the footwork is
not getting hit. That's what that would make sense without gloves on.
Yeah. All right. So we're muscling our way through those, but then after the UFC later Saturday night, there was a lot of boxing, and I love boxing, but there's just as much boxing as all the combat sports, so I have to set my sights up and I got to shoot for the one that I think is going to be best. And I went for the Carlos Williams, Mr. Ademas fight. I'm blanking his name right now. Mario? I think it's Mario. Whatever. Who gives a shit what their first names are, Rob? The point is that they did awesome. And I have a clip here that tries to summarize the 12 rounds of going. And I just want to say this. Boxing, I love boxing, but boxing is best when it feels like a fight. When boxing just feels like boxing, it's cool. But when it feels like a fight, this is awesome. And if you guys have the chance to watch this, I think it was on DAZN. If you guys got DAZN, go back and watch it if you missed it. It is literally 12 rounds of awesomeness. There's going to be a knockdown in here. Keep in your mind that this knockdown happened in the second round, and everything else that you're seeing happened afterwards. This is how good this fight was, dude. And once again, we're trying to crush down 12 rounds of world championship boxing for the WBC middleweight title into 20-something seconds, which is not doing anybody justice. But I found the best clip I could. That fight was fucking great, dude. So damn good. I loved literally every minute of it, and it's rare for me to say that in boxing. I normally love a few rounds, not 12.
I agree. And boxing has kind of gone the same way that MMA has, that people have figured out the best way to fight and have a long career, right? And it's not getting hit, it's shoulder roll, Philly shell, pull, all that, like not getting hit. And smart, more power to them. But when dudes actually throw down for 12 rounds, that's what we love. That is what we're all here for. And I watched that one, and that was such a great fight.
Such a great fight. And I get it. Here's where I'm gonna make like a little caveat. Like, I get it. You got to fight like 20 fights before anybody even knows your name. So maybe not lay it on the line all that time. But when it comes to the world title
fight,
yes, I hate when guys, it's a world title fight, unification, whatever, and they don't do that. Those two guys, they fought like it was what it was for the world title. I know it's beautiful to see, but I'm not just done there. I'm not done there because Polynesians, we're here, baby. And we're taking up all the men's weight classes. And in boxing, that's light, heavyweight, and up, including cruiserweight, then into heavyweight. And I want to show you guys a guy who's on his way. He's 10-0 now. And let's just see what's going on here. Mr. Teramoana. Yeah, you say his name twice because that's how it works. We're going to do it again just because I want to. That's what's up. Loved it. Loved every bit of it. Nice to see a guy coming up through the mix. Shout out to the Cook Islands, probably the most forgotten chain of islands of all the groups. But, and then this happened in our intro, but some of you guys weren't here for the intro. So I'm going to do it again because this is something I've never seen before. I've honestly never seen the haka done in the ring. So we're going to do it one more time. And once again, man, heavyweight. What can you hate? I know that's your favorite group, bro. I know. Did you get to see that fight?
I did not. I saw the replays. I didn't see it live. Got you. Yeah, it's I mean, between a lot of guys, there's more than a few, and it's starting to pile up, and I love it. I love to see it. And I don't know how many like international viewers we have of the people watching the show. I know for a fact, for whatever reason, like young Samoan guys in Samoa and especially in Australia, boxing is it. Like boxing is what they're into. Like when I go there and I'm like, oh yeah, I fought in the UFC. Like nobody gives a shit, cares. but boxing is what they're all about down there, and that's great. And I love to see it. And I love to see guys finally creeping up and getting up into those professional ranks.
That's what's up. Love it. Love to see it. And yeah, that's what they're good at. Like, I mean, look it up on Google. Polynesians have the densest bones of all mankind. Why not put it in a boxing ring? See what happens. All right. So I'm gonna jump towards the end. We're not done yet, folks. Drop your comments, drop your thoughts about anything we talked about so far, anything you want to talk about. But got a couple random things from the perimeter because we love combat sports. So we're gonna try to give love as best we can before we get out of here. And this is really special. This is genuine, truly special. And I'm not that big on watching freestyle or collegiate wrestling. I'm just gonna admit it. That's not like where I go for entertainment, but this was dope as hell.
Mendez staying in position. He still has control of the leg. The leg is hooked, but nothing yet.
Not yet. He's almost there. You got to break that grip. Mendez is holding him for dear life. Vegas for the drive switch. There it is. Cowboy out. Cowboy out.
You didn't see anything amazing actually happen in that moment, except you saw history happen in that moment. I think they said 1947. A true freshman has not won the championship in that weight class since 1947. Folks, that was the end of World War II, bro. That's like, that is literally history. That kid, God bless him, and he did it against a two-time champ. Like, the guy he beat for that was not just anybody. The guy was going for a three-peat. Very good. So I'm once again, I'm a casual on this, but just the storyline of that, like, hell yes, young man, good for you.
Well, and dude, I love college sports. I love collegiate athletics, and for everyone watching this, like, let me know what you were doing when you were 18 years old. Tell me what you were doing when you were 18 years old.
I may or may not have been street racing.
Yeah, were you wrestling a 22-year-old dude and putting him on his back and beating him in front of the world? Like,
I often think about suing the producers of the first Fast and Furious because I feel like they stole a biopic from me. That's kind of like my blood sport, but kind of not really. Seriously, what you're saying, like,
no, but like that's I redshirted. I played college football. I redshirted. Like, I was a moron when I was 18 years old. Like,
yes,
I had a whole year where I got paid free school to just lift and work out, and all I did was spend all my time not lifting and working out, not like trying to come up with excuses to not go to the gym, to not go chasing girls, all this dumb stuff, right? And that's guys winning national championship.
Yes, that's what I mean, dude. I 100% agree. I was staying up late night breaking the law. So, like, yeah, dude, shout out to that young man for his focus, for the people around him, and pulling off something once again not done since 1947. When do you even hear that? Like, you never hear of anything not done since 1947, except, once again, global warfare, which I hope that's not a thing. All right, we're not done yet. There was one more athlete just channeling his inner Spider Silva. Here we go. Mateus Alves, shout out to you, brother.
Oh, connected a few. Good job by Leon, and he's out.
Like, god damn, that was sweet. Like, yeah, he kind of got touched, but he was looking off the one that he got touched. That was almost Spider Silva smooth. That was so fucking good, dude.
My money, yeah, absolutely money. And to his opponent, I don't know if you guys follow Barry Robinson on social media. Makes great like fight content and like instructionals that you can buy and stuff. But what he said about the opponent, he's like, this dude, I bet you that dude has practiced that Superman punch off the cage. I bet you he's practiced that before. And he can Superman punch off the cage, but he can't stop a right hand coming right out of his face,
It's easier to throw him than to evade him or to stop him. Yeah, man, that was that. Before I get to my final slide of the evening, Mr. Pauga, do you have anything you would like to say or address before we close up shop?
Is your slide about Chuck Norris? I see it on the thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, that's it. I was gonna say, I don't know. We've never said it, we've never said our ages out loud, but me and Rob, I think we're like current age. We're similar age.
We would have been in high school together. I would have been older than you. I'm older than you. I'll eat it.
Well, but like when coming up, people now like know about the Chuck Norris jokes. Like they know about the Chuck Norris jokes. When I was like seven though, we were living it. Like he was the man. He was the man. And I did karate like growing up. Chuck Norris was the man growing up, and he has so many great things in combat sports other than being an actor, right? Like he was like over 100 wins in bare knuckle full contact karate, won the karate triple crown, legit badass, and he just happened to be an actor as well.
Legit. I remember being a young. Okay, first off, my power 3, my number 1, which I think might be everybody's, Bruce Lee, of course, and maybe just because the movie, because I don't know, Chuck might have had him in real life.
Yeah.
The Chuck is, right underneath, and then tied with Chuck is Gene LaBelle. Like as a kid, those are my trifecta of like most badass dudes on the planet, and I would still put that list together. I think that's an all-time list. But those guys made martial arts important to me as a young boy. And Chuck, rest in peace, man. Rest in power. So with all the great Chuck Norris jokes, shout out Mr. Gracie for putting this one out there, because I genuinely laughed a little bit reading Twitter. And this is how we're gonna end the show tonight. So Chuck Norris, love you, bro. Peace and love to your family. Peace and serenity to all your loved ones. And here we go. This is a good one. Caesar Gracie saying, I'm not smiling because I just tried to choke him and his neck armbarred me. That is a beautiful way to send off to a legend. And folks, we appreciate you spending your time with us. See you next week, starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's been a good time. We'll see you next time. But in the meantime, stay fully hydrated. All right.